What is up, Notre Dame fans? New commitment here for the Fighting Irish. And myself, Mike Singer, and our football analyst, Tim Hyde, are here to talk about this commitment. Cincinnati Lakota West, class of 2023 safety, Ben Minich, picking the Fighting Irish over Oklahoma, Wake Forest, Kentucky, Duke, and a handful of others. Tim, so let's just dive into the recruitment, the commitment. Not the highest ranked player in the world. I think he will be, one of Notre Dame's. I believe he's one of the lower ranked commits of the class. Someone who the staff just offered in late June after seeing him in person. Went ahead and offered him a scholarship. Just a couple weeks ago, he visits and now has announced a commitment as the Fighting Irish are vying for the top couple classes in the country per the On3 consensus ranking. So, Tim, what's just your initial reaction to this commitment?
Well, my first one is, whenever I hear a young man gets offered at camp, the first guy I always think about is, one of my favorite Notre Dame football players of all time was Rocky Boiman. Rocky Boiman, another young man out of Ohio that went to a Notre Dame camp. The tweener, he was a safety, outside linebacker, that type of guy, goes there, boom, sky's the limit, ends up playing nearly a decade in the NFL. So you just never know. And he blew up the camps back then. Bob Davie offered him and ended up being a big-time player for Notre Dame. So I like Ben. Number one, he's got straight line speed. I haven't seen a lot of him, deep coverages. A lot of his highlights are in the box. So that's probably why my thoughts of him are in the box safety, a strong safety, a rover, that eighth man down, playing run support, which his film is loaded with, covering the flats right here, covering the curls, which is a hybrid strong safety type of football player. So that's what I see in him. He can move, haven't seen a lot. Like we said, is he a deep safety? My opinion is no. I think he's downhill, got to knock the heck out of you, be a good tackler, down low type of a safety. That's my first opinion when watching him.
I mean, look, we can all be honest, guys. Notre Dame was after five-star safety Caleb Downs, who was probably Tim's favorite player in the 2023 class. Irish didn't get him. He went to Alabama, and then the offer goes out, or actually went out a few days before Alabama landed Downs, but it was the writing was on the wall that he was going there. But like Minich is a baller. I mean, he's not a five-star, like he's not Caleb Downs, but
good football player.
He's a really good football player. I mean, this is kind of the one who just comes in as a 3-star and then ends up starting for 2 or 3 years and is like a really good contributor to the football team. He's got great instincts. I mean, he plays highly competitive ball. I mean, yes. I think he can play.
No, exactly. Cincinnati's really good high school football, in America. So it's really good. And Notre Dame's had great success with Cincinnati kids over the years. So no, the one play that you'd show just a couple before, just downhill, fight and leverage, outside arm and leg free, boom, fights off the slot block and makes a great tackle for no gain. So no, he does a lot of really good things. That's what I'm saying. I think he's an in the box, downhill type of a guy. And if he ends up being, one of those 3-stars that goes to Notre Dame, starts for 3 years and plays in the NFL, that's why I brought up Rocky Boiman, who is nobody's radar, ends up being one of the best players, Notre Dame's had the last 25 years. So you never know in recruiting. And that's the thing. You just never know. You just can't load up on, 99% blue chips. There's no such thing. So I think he's a good football player. He's going to come. He's going to find a spot for him. Is he a 2023 get on the field guy? Probably not. But they already have some guys that could play for getting ready to go next year. So we'll see how he develops down the road. But he plays with no fear. He's not afraid to go in there and stick his nose coming downhill from 10 yards away. That's for sure.
Yeah, Minich's enrolling early, so he'll get a nice little head start and be on campus in January of 2023 and involved in spring football. So that will serve him well.
See the alley right there. Just great. I mean, just right there, just great instincts. The way he doesn't just freak out and go 1,000 miles an hour. Boom, pauses, takes a couple great steps there, and just keeps that out. Outside arm and leg free. I could hear those coaches telling him right now that's his gap control. So, and he does that so much in this on this film and these plays where you could tell he's very well coached. He's very disciplined. Look at that play right there. I mean, that's closing speed right there in the alley. So he does a lot of good things, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think the speed and the instincts are my two favorite attributes about him. I mean, he ran a really good 40 time at Notre Dame, and you see on his tape. I mean, a lot of him on special teams, which you like to see.
Look at that.
Man, he's a darn good football player. So Notre Dame's up to 3 safety commitments in this 2023 class. Don Schuler, the safety from New Jersey, who picked the Fighting Irish last was that August. You had Peyton Bowen pledged to Notre Dame on New Year's Day. Now you got Minich. Obviously, look, Notre Dame wants 3 safeties in this class. That has been the goal. But the Peyton Bowen one is what is really interesting because he visited A&M and Oklahoma at the end of July. So is Notre Dame able to hold on to him? If they don't and he goes elsewhere, I would actually expect Notre Dame to go after another safety, at least for now. We'll see. Maybe they decide to stand pat with just Minich and Schuler, but we'll see. But your thoughts, and Tim, your thoughts on safety recruiting?
No, I was gonna say that's a great point because Brandon Joseph's going to be gone. You have Houston Griffith, DJ Brown, all gone. Xavier Watts is going to be a senior next year. Ramon Henderson, senior. So you got a bunch of older class guys. So they definitely need to get some safeties. They only brought, who they bring in, Jaden Bellamy, but is he more of a nickel corner, a slot type of guy? So they really don't have any safeties. And the safety, they've already had a couple leave from the 21 class, and all that's left is Justin Walters. So you're right. They need to bring in some bodies, some safeties that are going to be on this field in 2023. They need bodies.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jaden Bellamy. It's like my sleeper of the 2022 class. I also think Ben Morrison could play safety as well. When I went to see him last November, he played some corner and then also played a cover 2 safety and thought he looked pretty good there. So yeah, this is a big cycle for Notre Dame recruiting at that position. Look, they lost out on a 5-star for Caleb Downs. Most of us didn't think the Irish were ever going to get him, but Notre Dame, made a run at it. And then Peyton Bowen recently was named a 5-star by On3. And the staff is fighting like hell to keep him in the class. So we will just have to see what ends up happening there. That's going to do it for this video, folks. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel here if you have not done so. Go to blueandgold.com for all of your coverage of Notre Dame Fighting Irish football and recruiting. Appreciate you, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.